morning everybody, and I hope everybody's fine. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business in Mansfield called The Flower Patch. Thank you for all your lovely comments, and I've had a comment from somebody in Egypt as well, and that was really sweet. I didn't realise how far and wide my videos actually go, so to know it was from Egypt, just fabulous news. Well, today I've decided my old shoes, well, I say old, I think I've only worn them 2 or 3 times, too high, but I kept holding on to them, kept thinking one day I might use them, and each year I got older and older and they became more of a cripple, more, wearing them than looking good. I tend to have, they tend to have hurt me after a few minutes of wearing them. So they're virtually brand new. So I've decided to make a flower arrangement in them. So I've already put the oasis in, as you can see. I've had to do it in separate little bits because I've had to try and keep within the shape, and managed it. So we're going to see what we can do. So I hope you're going to like this one, and I hope that you may give it a go yourselves if you've got an old pair of shoes. Right, so first of all, let's go through a few things. Now, these are only small bits because I don't want it large. I don't want to try and hide the whole of the shoe. So I'm trying to keep it within just a low arrangement. I may just slightly come up a little bit at the back and let it droop over, but I still want to see the front of the shoe and some of the side as well. So first of all, I'm using a few little wispy bits that I've just cut off to start with from a vine, just to add in, just to give it that movement as well, as always I like. And then I decided to get some asparagus fern. I've already cut these down as well, and I'll probably not use them all. I may just cut little bits off, but these are from the company called Leaf, and they are the rubbery texture, like the fern that I use. So we're going to use those as well, and I think these give a soft touch also. And then again, like I've just mentioned, I've only got 5 pieces that I've put picks on, and of my Himalayan maidenhead fern from the company Leaf, which I swear by this. It is wonderful. I don't think I cannot not have it, even though I've got plenty of other fern. This is my true favourite in both colours, the light colour and the dark. I've also got a few bits of flock fern, which I'm going to cut bits off and maybe have those hanging, at the back for the wispiness and the airy movement as well. And with them being flocked, they've got a bit of white in, so we're going to use those as well. I think they're lovely because they're very spiky, and they just give off a great texture. I've also got some thistle. Now these have got a very pale purple mixed with white in, with a bit of its own foliage on, and I'm going to use the odd bits of those as well. I've also got some of my offcuts from my globe fern with white in it, and to give off that different texture to add to it, and I think they would look nice against the black. I've cut off a couple of stems of these, the harvest bush, and I thought we'll add some of those. Again, with it being white, that will look beautiful too. I'm not sure about using the lavender. We may use it. If we do, it'll only be the odd one, and they are flocked as well. And I got those off Bella's Floristry Wholesale when she was doing an online video. I've also got my offcuts of my ficus, variegated ficus, with it having white in again. I need some greenery, and I thought, well, with the white against it, these would look nice also. Just probably a few leaves popping out. So we're going to use those. I'm considering putting just probably one or two, both of these white roses in, which are silk, and they are absolutely beautiful with their own foliage. I've checked the foliage, they don't thread, and I've even got one with a little bud there, and I thought, well, that'd be nice to add that in too. So we're going to do that. And I've got some small daisies from my offcuts. I thought, I know they've got brown in the centre, like an orangey brown, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to use them because they are white, and they also have their little foliage as well. I've picked out again, because with it being small, I'm using offcuts, as you know, trying to use majority of the offcuts. I've got the big fresh stems, but I don't want to use those. I'd rather use the offcuts, especially for something small. So I've got my wildflower in purple, in a deep purpley blue. So I thought we'd get those in, and with them being wispy, they will add movement also. I've picked out one white lily, no more. This was on its own, so I thought we could incorporate that either at the front of the shoe, or maybe in the centre, or even at the back. So I'm adding those. I've also picked out these purple roses, and I think these are absolutely beautiful. I love the colour. They've got like a hint of lilac in them, but the further you look inside, they've got a little tint of like a limey yellow colour as well, and I thought they would look lovely. Now I haven't checked these, but no, those foliage on those are fine as well, so we're going to add those. I've also picked out my Dusty Miller spray, the very light bluey lilac, very light colour, instead of the grey green, or what's the other, pink, the coral colour I've got the lilac-y colour, but it's very, very pale. It's like a lilac-y grey, so I thought they would look nice added into it as well. And for last of our florals, I've got these purple silk bellflowers. I've had these and I've got a few of them, but I've cut off these from the stem and put a band around them so they don't fall on the floor. And I've even got some what are closed and not open yet, with a bit of it's like a rubbery texture leaf, and I thought they would look super in that. And last of all, I've got my pink twig. Now I sprayed this. It was brown, but I sprayed it. I thought, well, add a little bit of pink against the purple, and add the wispy bits maybe if they came up to the back, because I may, like I say, go slightly higher up here and let it just droop down at the back. So that's what we're going to use for our design today. And of course I've got my cup of coffee. Now my son's just made me this before he's gone to work, so hopefully I don't allow this to go cold. Probably will, but hopefully, fingers crossed. And I've just had an email before I started that I'm going to get a delivery between 12 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. So if I have to pause the video, I'm sorry everybody, it's just so I can bring in my stock. I do say to them when they deliver it, if I don't answer the door, deliver it to my wonderful neighbours over the road. I've asked their permission many times and they said, oh yes, just put our house on it. So I've asked them if I don't answer to deliver it to them. So fingers crossed that they don't disturb me and they take it to them. They'll probably not send me a message saying another parcel for you. So who knows, but they're lovely anyway. They're my best neighbours, so they don't mind. I'm not going to put any ribbon in this either today at all. So I just, you know, I don't want to spoil the shape of the shoe. I mean, it is quite high. I look at it and think, how did I ever walk in things like this? As I've got older, like I say, the size of my heels go lower and lower and lower. So to the point where now I tend to like to wear flat shoes. So here we go. We're going to start off putting a bit of our maidenhair fern and get some of those situated in. I've already attached the picks to these and and put the tape around them, ready to go. I've tried to prepare myself this morning, and because once I've done this video, I'm going to sort out, because I've caught up with all my orders, everything's done, so really I've got this afternoon off, so I thought, why not, let's get my flowers sorted. So here we go. So I'm going to place this at the top and at the back, should I say. I don't know whether to call it the top. Yeah, top, because it's higher up. So I'm placing that there. I'm letting it slightly bend over because, like I say, I may want some coming down to the back of the heel. So I've done this a couple of times, not many, but I've had it where people have asked me to do it in either training shoes. One was training shoes and one were 2-inch high heels. I've not done one in this height of a heel, but like I say, because I don't wear these, they cripple my feet, I thought, why not? And I don't know, these are 5-inch heels, so don't know how I did it. So I'm going to put just some here again and bend it over. I'm going to try and not use a lot. And I also going to put one slightly here. They're not all going to mirror image. Even though they look like they are, they won't. And wipe off any excess glue that you may see. So I've got some here that I may want to hang coming down. Tell you guys, this is I love doing things like this, just something out of the ordinary, something that you don't spot very often. I mean, I've seen people do them. I've researched them, when I first did mine, so I know they have been done before. And I'm going to just cut one really quite short. I'm only putting 5 of these in, and then I'm going to put one at the front here. So yes, if you've got any trainers, any flat shoes that you don't wish to use or wear anymore, then make something out of them. Right, I'm going to add in bits of our asparagus fern, and I'm cutting little bits off. So I've only got little pieces like this, because again, I don't want it too high. And I want to use this just to give it that softer touch, because I think asparagus fern always gives it a soft touch. I'm going to take some of the spiky leaves off at the bottom, so I've only got a tiny little stem. And again, I'm just going to dot these around and incorporate them around the shoe. It's raining here again, 80% chance of rain. I think we've had a terrible summer this year. Well, I can't really call it a summer. I hope where everybody else is, they've got it better than what we've got it. Probably not, especially if they're in the UK, because it tends to come across from the west across. So all those perhaps in Wales, Devon, down south, it'll come across up towards the east and probably reach the north. And I'm in the East Midlands, right in the centre of the UK map, just near where Birmingham is. That's about what, 20-minute drive from here. That's if you go the quick route. So let's get some more. I'm going to bring a just odd one up here, and again remove the excess glue. I want to try and give it a lovely contrast. If I think that the fern here looks too much, I will cut it. and bring it slowly, because I do think it's quite wide already. So that's just looking at it. So here I'm going to cut it to make these smaller, because again I don't want to cover the shoe. And I may just chop a couple of these smaller as well. And just keep the taller one near the back. Let's have a look. Yes, that's all right like that. And then just bend that slightly out. I can also use those to dot around if you know, to use as a filler if I need to. I'm going to put one actually coming out this side. I kept looking at my shoe, guys, and thinking, oh, do I really need to spoil them? I might wear them, but I've got to be honest with myself, I won't wear them again. They're just sitting idle in my wardrobe at the bottom with all, you know, with my shoes, other shoes, not doing nothing. So I thought, well, I've got to use them, because I know personally I won't use them again. Right. I don't want many of these because these are quite long. I may even just have one. That's got 3 on, so let's cut that there. You know, just to blend in here at the back with the long fern. Just to start giving it that bit of a movement coming over. I hope you can see. And I'm going to bring that there and just spread it slightly. And because I've only got these odd single ones, I may bring those in there as well. Let's just clean the bottom. I don't like dust on. I think the dust I'm getting on it is from when it's sitting in the buckets. Because my room isn't dirty. I'm always cleaning it up every night once I've finished. Because I like to come in and work on a fresh, clean room. Because, you know, I'm a very tidy person. So I don't like to work in a mess. I mean, my husband, with him being a joiner, he can't keep cleaning up all the time because there's sawdust everywhere. So, I mean, when I've helped him out many a times, I'm constantly cleaning up and saying, oh, you've got to tidy this, you've got to do this. But that's his job. But me personally on this, no, everything has to be tidy. I think it's so I know where everything is. It's my mum. I always blame my mum. She used to make us clean up every week without fail when we was children. In a way, I can only but thank her for that. So we're going to put those there. Now again, I do have these wispy bits. I may cut these down and just add these as a different texture. I don't want, like I say, I don't want them all. In fact, I do want some coming over. So I could bring that down there and then bend the stem so it's slightly leaning. So we'll do that just on a couple of them. And bring it in there. I made sure that I cut tiny pieces off as well, because I really do, you know, need some at the front and give that bit of different texture as well. put that there. I'm going to put that one. Now I'm going to take this one here at the side. And all I'm doing is just filling in the, putting the foliage in before we start our florals. And put one here. So like the glue. I've got one left, so I'm going to put that at the back. I'm going to lean that slightly. So as you can see, it's starting to look like that. Oh, I love doing things like this. I go with an idea in my head at night and I think, well, tomorrow I'm going to do this, but then when I wake up, another idea's popped in my head. So I think, yeah, let's go with that instead. I've got all these ideas running around in my head. I ought to write them down, really, all the ideas. Right, now I'm not going to put the ficus in just yet. I want to start adding in the floral before I add in the ficus. So because I've got, some big flowers, I want to have it slightly compact. So with the lily, I'm going to put it, in fact I'll cut that shorter. So it's only about 1 inch stem I've left on it. And I'm going to sit that there. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? And then let's just cut these roses as well. I think these are wonderful. I don't think I need all of that greenery on. So I'm going to take the greenery off. And I'm going to sit perhaps one here. And just one maybe here. Or I might just have one, who knows. My mind tends to change. It just depends on how it's looking. Because I may think, two maybe a bit too much. So I'm going to stick that one slightly out, but quite far in. Again, I want to keep it compact because I still want to try and see the shape of the shoe. And then I'm going to put one on that side as well. Oh, I've got glue strings hanging all over. They keep catching on my bracelet. Oh, good gracious me. I won't probably be using all of this, of course it'll be too much. I want to use this smaller one to give it that little extra touch instead of having big flowers all the time. And I'm taking the greenery off the leaves because I want to, I've got the ficus and I want to be using that. See, that one's quite big, so I don't think I'm going to use the rest of that. Oh, coffee. Oh my good gracious me. I'm terrible, aren't I? I have to stock up with my coffee jars. I buy one and when I go to the supermarket, and then if I nip to the garage or something, I go in there, spot the coffee, and I buy another jar. So I think we've got about 4 jars of coffee in my cupboard, but it's because I waste it. Oh, and it's gone cold, so I will be wasting it. Oh my goodness. Right, I want to add in our little bellflowers. I think these are lovely. I'm going to have to get some more of these. Oh, they're just so pretty. And with the little bud as well, I think that will give it that lovely texture and lovely movement to it. I'm going to put that there. Just in here. Sitting just slightly up onto there. Now look at that, guys, already. Doesn't that look beautiful? What you can do with your things. It's a good saying of mine. I can't stop saying it because I just love what you can do without, without spending a fortune. I'm going to put that one here. So I've got a bit of movement here as well, and the bud. So I think I may put one just at that side, and I'm going to get one with a bud on again. I love putting buds on them because I think the bud adds extra, texture and extra movement, and also a good contrast against other things, and it's a natural look as well. So we're going to put one just here. So as you can see, I have my triangle, and that may come out slightly a bit there, but that's all right because again, I'm not going too far wide out. So I'm not going to use any more of those. I want to put in fact, let's put in some of this to set it off a little bit. I love this harvest. Oh, leaf, I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to sit that one right here where the purple is, just to set off the purple. I'm going to spread it about, just so it looks like it's floating in there. Let's cut another one. And let me just cut that bit off where I've just cut it because it's sticking up. I don't know if you can see it, and I don't like customers to see that because then they'll notice, and perhaps, if they do see it, they'll think, oh, she's cut something off, and just put it in there. And I don't want that. I'm going to put one here at the back as well. Now I've got this one. Yes, I'm going to put a little bit on this side. You don't need much of this, everybody. It's, because it is quite wispy. So you don't need much of it. Because I haven't got much room. I say that, don't I? I never have much room, but I can surely put it anywhere. So I'm going to put that just there. Just let that be like that. I'll save that. I'll put that on a pick and we'll use that. So I don't need this one. Right, let's put some of our wildflower in. A darker purple, and that gives it another contrast from just the very light purple, like the bellflower and the rose. So, and I want to bring some of these up here. These haven't got a big stem on them because they're my oddments, so it's perfect. So I'm going to put that and give it that height and also a bit of movement as well. And these are only wired on the main stem. These have got no wiring at all, so you can't manipulate them. The only thing you can try to do if you want to separate them from being really close is just try to bend it over give it a little press, but be careful because they can snap quite easily. And just manoeuvre it so it's come down from where it is. And I'm going to do the same on that side. Just give it that movement. Oh, that looks wonderful. I think I may chop that one slightly. Give it a smaller touch. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, I'm going to do the same with that, guys. I don't want them all to be too much because, like I say, I'm trying to keep it slightly compact. Let's look for a little one. I say little one, they're all at long lengths. That one. And again, if you want to move it away from sitting close to that one and give it more of a natural feel, just slightly bend it so it sticks out. And you can do the same with the one on the bottom. They do push up. I'm going to take that leaf off at the bottom. Let's have a look. In fact, I'm going to cut this one down and I'm going to place it in here. Let me see, that's got no strength on it, so we need to add a pick. So I'll just place it on, get my tape and just start taping it above the pick onto the flower stem, and then go round onto the pick to hold it in, and go below the flower stem so it's got that security, and then you can cut it as much as you like. Then I just needed something, you know, a bit more solid so I can insert it into the oasis. And we're going to put that one, and I'm going to push it right down as far as it'll go. So you've got them just, you know, popping through there. This one's the main stem, so I'm going to use that one. Even though it's just one by itself, that's fine. You do tend to see the odd flower on its own moving into another direction, and that will give it that more of a natural look. So that one will just sit at the front. I may put a couple here, just coming out here, and I'll cut those down as well. And then attach a pick to them. Oh, this is fun. It's so jolly when you can just come up with something. If you've done one of these yourselves, guys, oh, let me know. And if you've got any pictures, please send them. That would be fabulous. And that one like that. Well, it's very quiet today here. My husband's at work, both my kids are at work. Very peaceful. The cat, I don't know where he is. He's not in the house. And he must be outside in the rain. But when I shout him, he don't come in. He comes in when he feels like it. And push that one in as well. So that's sitting along the bellflower, and there's a contrast between the two different purples, which will set it off. So we'll put those together, tie those back up. That's why I say, guys, invest in some rubber bands so all your bits don't go loose and you know, go everywhere and you've lost them. Forgot to put one in, so I'll just lift a bit of the band up and put it in. I'll save those for my oddments. Right, we've got the little wild daisies. Now I can push those up right to the top. And these will also give a bit of a contrast against your purple. And also a little bit of a wispy, airy feeling at the side. I hope you can see that. I can see lots of oasis, so there is a lot of more room to put things, even though I say I'm not going to overload it, but oh yeah, there's a lot more I can put in. So we'll try and fill it as much as we can without, you know, making it look too much. You always need to know, you know, if you've got that eye, when to stop. Because by overloading, you know, it can be make it look too much. Now I've got wooden picks on these because these were my oddments. I'm going to take that off. I only need little ones. And I'm going to put the odd one at the back also, so you can see it at the back of the shoe. I could have done a pair and put them together back and forth because I've got the other one here. I mean, they do have ankle things to go around your ankles, but I've cut it off. So I could have done a pair and had them sat like that. But I wanted to just do one because I may want to do a different colour with the other one. So I'm going to move this down here near the front. Like that. I'm not going to put any more of those in. I'm going to save those. Right, let me put this in at the back. Now I'm going to cut this down into little bits again. It does snap very easily because it is not, you know, natural twigs and branches. And I'm not using them all. Just want to find the smaller pieces like this, and I'm going to sit these around. But what I'm going to do is cut one around there with the other one and do it like that. With this being pink, it'll look nice against the purple. I sprayed these you know, about an hour ago. Let them sit and dry. See, I've just snapped it. Just snapped it. So I'm going to have to do it again. I could put a pick on them actually. I was taking a chance on these. I'm going to cut that one down also. And I'm going to put that one on this side. Just guiding it in. That looks lovely. I hope you can see that up close with the pink twigs in. I think that gives it a lovely little airiness again. Let's see. You want to just incorporate the odd ones in the front instead of not everything at the back. Cut these down much shorter. Just so they're also just moving around freely. And I'm going to put one down here. I think we could do with one in the centre. I'm just going to take that off. Oh my goodness, I've just dropped it. Quick, get the glue before it dries because I won't get it off. Oh my good gracious me. I love little twigs and things. I think they're really nice. I can't help myself. I think I'm going to have to put another in. That's snapped. I may cut this one and insert that from the side here. Just slightly sticking out. Let's have a look. I think I could do one in front of the lily. So let's get a nice wispy one. Here's one. Cut that off. And we're going to put that, I might need two, one either side of the lily. Might just pair them two together. Put these also at the front. Make sure I don't get any glue off the shoe because they are like a suede effect. Doesn't that look sweet? Just like that. They're dead easy to holding onto your heel. It's wonderful. So that's what we have. I'm not going to use any more of that either. These are broken. And there's one piece there. Right, let me just add in a few bits of our ficus. Again, I'm not adding a lot in. And I'm only cutting them down really short. I'm just going to dot the odd one inside. I'm using some of the floral as well for depth. But I'm going to try and push this down as far as I can, just so you've got a little bit of foliage inside the shoe, just against it. And again, I'm not putting too much in. I'm going to put a piece here against the purple rose. And like I say, I want a compact feeling. Oh, I was looking for them then. They're right in front of my eyes. Now let's see where I need this. I think I need that there, yeah. Push it a bit further down. And just move it around to where you'd like it to sit. Just going to face it this way. A little bit there. I think I need something there. Again, I'm not going to put too much. I think I need a little bit of a bigger rose, but not too much bigger. Yeah, I've got to try and look for the smaller ones if I can. They are quite big, some of my roses. Oh, here's one. Lovely. I'll take the leaves. Oh, I've just pulled it off. Let's glue that in. And this is just a rose board, not quite open. And I'm going to sit that here because we need something where it's starting to get higher. Bring that slightly forward so you've got it there. Let's just have another look. I want things now coming on this side and also this side also. But up to yet, guys, don't you think it looks wonderful? I know you can see the oasis there, and that's all the places we've got yet to fill. Oh, how lovely. So, with the Boston fern, the globe fern, sorry, I may add bits, or I've got my thistle. I could add the odd bit of thistle to give it another texture. And also, I've got my Dusty Miller. I think the Dusty Miller. So let me just cut one of these stems off. And I don't need all of them. And I may just put the odd little stem. Oh gosh, this is quite tough at the top. There we go. Just there with 3 little ones on. And perhaps place that coming out from the side. So let's just do that. Hold the leaves up while you dip it in your glue pan. Just from the side there, so you've got something hanging over, and it's also covering your oasis, but not too much because it is quite big. So as I've noticed it's touching the bottom of the surface, I will just cut that bit off. So now it's not touching. We've got another one here. That would do. Perhaps around the front here. In this little gap, that's oasis, that's spare, and there's nothing in it. I think I'm going to have to put a pick on this, guys, because it's got no wiring. Let's get one. Attach a bit of it on. And let's just sit that one just there. Now I'm going to put one at the back as well. So I'm going to have just a slightly, if I cut that there, I'm going to see which one looks better. Whether it be that one. That one. That one's a bit too wide. I don't want it too wide. Just to finish it off at the back, you know, just to hide the back so you've got something there, so it just doesn't stop, you know, stop here and nothing there. You need to have something at the back to keep that movement flowing and also to cover your oasis. I don't think I'm going to put these in. Let me just have a look. me get a small one out. I may put actually one at the back. Because if I put them in there, it's going to be too much. You won't see the floral. And I could put one. I'm going to cut. In fact, I'm going to pull those off and cut these prongs off that they were attached to, and just have it as one like that. And that's just for, you know, a bit of a different colour along the back instead of it just being green from our foliage. I still think I need something in there. I wonder if these little ones would look nice there. Just want to place them together. In fact, yeah, they look quite sweet together. So let's get these on a small pick. Glue that one. Cut it off. Remove any excess glue. Right, let's try and put these in. Just sticking up and put that one with it. I think I might need one more because I don't like to see it in twos. Very fussy, unless I'm doing something what's a, but then again, you know, I say that, but then again, sometimes you only need a couple of things in. There's no really right or wrong way unless you're sticking to a theme. And if you've got something planned and you want to stick to that theme, then, you know, stick to it. But with the compact arrangements, I don't really think it matters too much. I could have a couple sitting here. Oh my goodness, guys, here we go. Now that's only got two on. So let's borrow one off of there. See. I just want to check, see what it looks like. I'm going to have that, in fact, or that side, more to the point. Just coming out slightly. So we're going to do that. But before I do it, let me glue this one on. So we're going to put that just along there. Right, I'm not going to put any more in because I still have my globe fir, I still have my thistles. So let's put a bit of thistle in. And again, it's got its own little, oh, it's beautiful. Let me show you. Its own little foliage. It's ever so tiny. So cute. Look at its little bit of foliage. How tiny that is. And then if you can see, that's the colour of it. And it's got a little bud on here. So that adds to the look of it as well, to the natural look. So I'm going to put one of those in here also. I'm going to push it slightly a bit further down because I want a little bit of depth. I don't want it sticking out too much. Let's get another small one. Let's have a look. I think I'm going to put one at the front, just underneath the lily. Push that right down as well. So then you've got that look. Isn't that beautiful? And also we may need one what's slightly longer, because I may, in fact, let me take them off before I cut it. Oh my goodness, I do wrap these elastic bands on really well. There we go. Let's have a look what one would be like. Oh no, I don't like that. As soon as I spot something that I don't like, it's off. It's not going there. It looks silly. So, because we've got two on there, I might want to put one. Just going to move it there. Just going to move it around so I can see where I'd like to place it. Take that little bit off where I've cut one off. I forgot where I said I was going to put it here. I'm going to slightly just manipulate it to come work within the rows. Now the globe fern. I want bits dotted around, but I don't want them coming out too much. In fact, I'm going to put one in here. So let's just put one there. And I'm also going to push that far down as well. Just so you've got that little bit of texture moving out from there, so it's not all flat. Even though I'm doing a compact arrangement, you still need, it's nice to have different textures of things. Excuse me. I think I'm going to put one here too. But this one's going in the opposite direction. I'm just going to manoeuvre some, incorporate it in. I think I definitely need one around the back. So I may go for the bigger one. Sit that there, yes. Just get rid of the glue. So I may need one there as well. I know, I can see what I'm going to do with them. Just find a gap. Use that inside. And then I'm going to put one in down the centre here. I think this glow fern is beautiful. You could get it in just plain green. You don't have to just have it in just white. Oh, I think I've got a delivery. One moment.